What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another movie review. I'm Chase Lee, reviewing for DallasMovieScreenings.com, and the movie I want to take a look at right now is Time. Now, this one comes from Amazon Studios. It is directed by Garrett Bradley, and this one is a documentary that focuses on a woman named Fox who fights for the release of her husband, Rob, who is serving a 60-year sentence in prison. It runs at an hour and 21 minutes, and going into it, never saw a trailer for it, went into it blind, but I absolutely love that, not only just with regular movies, but with documentaries, because with documentaries, you are getting to be in the lives of other people, events, objects, whatever the documentary is focusing on, and you really get to know them pretty well. So I figure, like, hey, listen, if I'm going to watch this in the future, I kind of want to go into it not knowing anything and just being on this journey with this particular person and, like, what they're going through. And I think it really does make it better emotionally too, if you just don't really know anything and just kind of hit with an emotional bat to the face while watching it. But yeah, I did hear about this movie a lot during the festival circuits. I think it was Sundance or another one. It was getting a lot of buzz, and then of course Amazon picked it up, so it's got to have some merit to it, right? I watched it. I like this one a lot. It's a great documentary. If you're looking for a documentary to watch on October 16th on Amazon Prime, this is it right here. Not many documentaries come out this year that move me the way they do, but this one is definitely one that makes you emotional, whether it be filled with anger, happiness, sadness, hopefulness, just whatever. This documentary's got it all, because it pokes at our justice system on how screwed up it is, but it also showcases how time can be lost on a family and one's ability to see their kids grow up and the other one to fight for 20 plus years to get her husband out. It's insane. But yeah, it's a gut punch of a documentary for sure. And so, you know, if that's what you're looking for, you want a good cry, good anger, this is it right here. So to start with the visual aesthetic of this documentary, what I really appreciated about Garrett's choice as a director is that she found the home footage of when Fox was like filming her kids, like, and they were growing up, because they wanted to capture these moments for when Rob was let out of prison. He could watch these and kind of go back on his children growing up, because he's going to miss all that. So we got to see a lot of the home footage, really got to let us know a little bit more about their family. They were really fun to watch, and like they were just loving people, and it's just a good family to kind of showcase as the subjects. But since the home footage it was in black and white, the present footage of Fox currently was also in black and white. Now that's really hard to do even with a fictional film, and with documentaries. Yes, some of the B-roll is set up as a shot, or certain interviews are set up as shots, but some of the B-roll in documentaries are off the cuff. They're just kind of random. And so the ability to shoot spontaneous shots like this and have it look as beautiful as they are in black and white, it's really just kind of melancholy, man. It's just a really just pleasant, kind of calm feeling about this entire visual aesthetic, even though the subject matter is absolutely frustrating to watch, because you just want this woman to succeed, and like the prison sentence was ridiculous. But even with that frustration and anger, just watching the beauty that comes out of just the black and white aesthetic, and just all of it, just the current, the past, it just all looks fantastic. And so it really kind of puts a calming touch to this entire thing, but it's an interesting way to approach it, because you don't see a lot of black and white documentaries. The actual subject matter is really rich, pun intended, because their last name is Rich, but it's really rich. It's really filled with substance. It's filled with emotion. It's filled with, like I said, beauty, anger, happiness, joy, sadness, hopefulness. It's just a really human experience to what these people are going through. And because this isn't about, people that have been wrongly accused. This is about people being sentenced to ridiculous sentences because they are losing precious time. We don't get time back as humans. Time is our worst enemy. So when you are sentenced to 60 years, it's kind of devastating to know that you might not get out until you are a senior citizen. So even with the crime that they two were a part of, I still don't even think that it should have been anywhere near like even what she did. But he got slapped with that, and so she's like, "Listen, people can be forgiven. People can have second chances. Why don't you give my husband that second chance?" And so that is what Garrett is proposing as a part of our broken justice system. Why can't people have a chance at parole, second chances, forgiveness? Because Rob was denied of a parole. This man was not able to have any type of sway in his sentence. That is messed up. And so she's basically showing us how this is just ridiculous on all fronts, and you should never be sentenced to 60 years unless you did some really heinous crime. And so she kind of pokes a bubble into the justice system that way, but also seeing it from Fox's point of view, where the time on her is also stressful. It's a lot to handle because she's taking care of all of her kids by herself. She's fighting tooth and nail to get her husband out, and it wears on her. She's getting angry. She's getting frustrated, but she has to put on a good face. She has to put on a face of strength in front of the other people, and it's a lot for her. And I commend her. She is one of the strongest people I've seen in any film this year. And so, like I said, Garrett showcases the problems with the justice system, but also seeing how time can affect people that have been incarcerated and people that have been incarcerated but also come out and are spending a lot of their time trying to fight for what's right. And like I said, the whole theme of this thing is that time is all of our enemies, and it will all come for us. We can't get precious memories back. And like I said, there's just that extra layer of sadness that's also presented because, you know, Rob is never was never there for their childhood, and so she had to document everything. It brings a tear to my eye just talking about it. But yeah, just a bunch of different things going on. But I do think the actual story that is constructed is one that will kind of bring up a lot of different feelings as you're watching this. But I thought just the way it was pieced together was just absolutely splendid. So, Garrett, great job on directing this thing. And that's pretty much it. You know, the music is really nice. Like I said, I mentioned the way it was shot, the way it's put together. It's just, for an hour and 21 minutes, you're not wasting a lot of time. This is not a documentary that has fluff and doesn't have things that make any sense. It's literally just about one woman's journey to release her husband. And you are rooting for her every step of the way, for just the ridiculousness that was sentenced on him. But yeah, it's just it's something else, man. It's a documentary that I knew what the little of the plot synopsis going in. I was just like, okay, cool. And then when you get done with it, you're like, wow, that was kind of incredible. So yeah, let me know what you thought of Time down below, whether you loved it, hated it, etc. I do think it's a really great documentary, really kind of poking holes into our justice system and how ridiculous it is, and also how time can affect the people outside the prison walls and the people, fighting that cause. So yeah, it's just a really great one all around. I'm gonna give it a B+. So let me know down below what your thoughts on Time. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get up-to-dates on whenever I review anything. If you're more of a podcast person, you want this in podcast form, you can do that. The Real Me and Cole in the Movie podcast feed. Subscribe to that. If you don't want to see my ugly mug and you just want these in audio form, I record them both at the same time. But that will do it for this review, guys. I'm Chase Lee for DallasMovieScreenings.com, and tune in next time for whatever I review next. I lost my train of thought, but I will see you guys later.